The Cape Cod style revolves around a simpler house with a general box-like shape, usually single-story but sometimes two. They have medium-pitched roofs with a gable at each end, and sometimes dormers were added to break up the front of the roof line. You can see these behind me with the windows and the tiny roofs on them. Traditionally, these came in sets of two also. Colonial Revival Cape Cods are traditional to the original ones, but sometimes have a chimney at one end of the living room or in the middle of the house. Elaborate replicas were designed for the rich, and more modernized versions for middle-class families included modern amenities that increased the amount of privacy and increased the technology in bathrooms, kitchens, and garages. Adaptations were all throughout the suburbs after World War II, and planned communities offered Cape Cod-style tract housing, particularly for returning soldiers. Tract housing is large blocks of land set aside to become neighborhoods. Typically, you see one or two styles of the same types of houses. The Millwood neighborhood in Kalamazoo was built to house the workers in different factories and mills that used to line Cork Street. Many of the workers were Irish, so the street was named after the Irish city of Cork. The larger the house, the more likely it was to be owned by a manager or a floor boss. Other houses for line workers were smaller, big enough to start a family, but not typically more than 2 bedrooms. At the time, many neighborhoods were named after woods. Millwood, Westwood, Knollwood, and Oakwood took this approach in order to attract people who thought they were moving to a beautiful natural area. In reality, none of these neighborhoods were actually built in the woods.